I'd like to introduce you to Meas and Sopheary. We are here in your country and so glad to be here. Here in Asia, particularly in this country, the Lord has led you and your partners to launch a ministry here that has a very special purpose in the life of university students. Can you tell me about that, Meas?
Yeah, it's such a privilege to have you with us, Paul, and it's been a very good few days together. Your trip has meant a lot to us, especially for you to see our ministry here. Our ministry was birthed out of our own experience, as well as seeing the needs of the students in the countryside where they could not afford to go to university programs, and their families could not afford to pay for their room and board in the city. So this ministry is strategically designed to receive students from poor communities in the countryside to help them to go to a university program. And at the same time, it is designed to introduce each and every one of them to Jesus. And then when they return to their home village, they will bring the gospel message back to their families in the village. That's the philosophy, that's the strategy behind our project. So some places the gospel has never been preached, but when these students return to their families in the communities, they return with the gospel and the love of Jesus back to their families.
Amen. So, Piri, have you seen the lives of some of these young men and women changed?
Yes, oh yes, many. Because of the change of their lives, that inspire us to keep on going. If there is no change, there's no reason for us to carry on.
You don't need to be mommy and daddy to a bunch of college kids, other than their lives are being touched by the gospel, and you're touching their families as well. The center here is a dormitory for girls and for boys, and they come and they stay. It's not very fancy, but tell me, is this compared to where they are in the villages? What is the comparison?
Well, they come from poor communities, like I mentioned earlier. There's no running water, there's no electricity, in the middle of nowhere. Many of them came from somewhere in the woods and living here, even though they don't have all kinds of fantasy as their new way of living, but we provide for them enough that they can enjoy their accommodation. We have clean bathrooms, we have good beds, clean environment for them that allows them to focus on their study. These are basic needs for them, and we also provide some food for them, rice and veggies, and sometimes our friends would donate some meat and some other source of food so that they can share with their friends here in the center as well.
That's great. So, Piri, they come, sometimes they're far away from home. Are they ever homesick?
From the early months, about a few months later, they get used to, they feel like home. We actually, countryside home is like wooden up high from the ground. So this home, that give them a sense of like their home.
Family away from family, home away from home for them.
For many of them, they're not used to the big city. It's a big change for them.
Oh yes, just like for you, Paul, you come from Pennsylvania, just someone who comes from Strasbourg, where you are right now, and going to New York City or Philadelphia, parents would have all kinds of worries, and they may be panicking, their kids going to a big city like that. And that's the same thing. But their parents can rest assured that this place is their home, their family. Many parents have visited our place. They have seen how they can interact with other students, where they live, how they go to school, how they make food on a daily basis, so they can rest assured that their kids are safe at a place where they can go to their university programs and they can focus on their studies. That's the main thing we want their parents to trust us and to trust this place that we can take care of their children while they are going to a university program.
Well, you're fulfilling the Lord's burden in your heart to raise up leaders in the marketplace, in the family, in the rural village communities, and to see what God is doing there. So it's exciting to see what God is doing. Thank you for allowing me to share this time with you.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank you.